Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Tom.
I was wondering if you could tell us, say, something about Social Security, and I was wondering about how that works for somebody who maybe might have a dependent at the time of Social Security benefits.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. It's interesting that I had a situation this week with a client that I have that hit this very scenario. My client is now 68 years old, still hasn't taken Social Security, and he said, "When should I be taking Social Security?" And I said, "Well, right now, if you wait the next 2 years, government allows you to get an 8% increase each of the next 2 years plus cost of living." And after age 70, what happens is there are no additional benefits. So it doesn't make any sense to wait any time past age 70 to take Social Security.
Mm. Now, as I recall, I believe your buddy he had a very young dependent, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He had this kind of a unique situation. He, like I said, is 68 years old. And he's got a daughter right now that's about 8 years old. And when he takes Social Security, she'll be about 10. I asked him if he was aware of dependent coverage. He says, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, once you reach full retirement age, which he did at age 66, and once you decide that you're going to take Social Security benefits, then if you have any dependents under age 18, that they will be eligible for coverage." And let me give you an example. Let's just assume that his primary insurance account, which they determined at his full retirement age of 66, was, had he taken it at age 66, was 3,000 a month.
3,000.
His dependent is eligible for 50% of that. So he would receive the 50,000 or the 3,000 a month, and she would receive the 1,500. Because he's waiting, what happens is they're going to give her cost of living increases on top of the $1,500 a month. Now he cannot. The law changed about 7 years ago. He has to take his coverage in order to get dependent coverage.
He's got to start it up first.
He has to start it first, and then that will trigger the dependent coverage. He was totally unaware of this, that he was eligible, his family was eligible for dependent coverage.
Well, I was certainly surprised by it. I had no idea this kind of thing even existed in Social Security. When they calculate her Social Security, the payment that she gets for the dependent, is that calculated separately, or is it just half of what he's getting paid, just straight up half?
It's half of what he was going to receive, what they call his PIA, which is primary insurance account. And what that means is that, like I said, at age that is determined at his full retirement age, which for him was age 66. So, if he was going to receive $3,000 a month at age 66, she would receive half of that.
What did he say about that?
He was shocked.
Yeah, I would imagine.
This is kind of like money from outer space that he had no idea what he was how much he was going to receive.
So, what should he do next?
Well, the next thing I had recommended for him to do was to get his Social Security statement of both him and his wife, and bring it in. Let me get a hold of those statements, and then what we'll do is we'll prepare a report that's about 13, 14 pages long. We'll discuss some items about longevity, and we'll look at what he think he will be entitled to, assuming a cost of living increase over his lifespan and his wife's lifespan. And that's the very first thing we do in terms of working with clients on planning. And then we'll start integrating that into his planning system along with uh, his other assets. One of the big reasons is we want to make sure when he does retire, if he decides to retire, uh, how long his money is going to last. That's the very first thing we do. Keep in mind that the decisions he makes on all of his assets, and especially Social Security, uh, may have to last a lifetime, so he better get it right the first time.
His reports sound very powerful and useful in figuring out exactly how you're going to approach retirement in general, Social Security specifically.
Our clients love it. It really gives them a pretty good detail about uh, how much money they're going to receive, and it's kind of shocking, especially if somebody lives to age 90, both he and his wife, how much money they actually do receive from Social Security.
Answers a lot of questions. Don't try to answer these questions by yourself. Come in and talk to Terry about it. This is the man who knows what he's talking about.
Thanks, Tom.
Sure, anytime.
Stay tuned.
This has been your Friday updates from First Benefits Group, and we'll see you next week.
About First Benefits Group. Vision and mission, we partner with our clients to build a solid foundation of protection and wealth. We believe life is a series of expected and unexpected events. We cannot control many of these events. However, we can minimize the economic consequences these events might have on our lives. We promise to identify and quantify the potential threats caused by unexpected events. We deliver innovative thinking when developing strategies and solutions to mitigate the economic impact of unexpected events. We also deliver robust money strategies so our clients can fulfill their obligations and seize opportunities as they arise. First Benefits Group Inc. is neither a legal nor accounting firm and does not render legal, accounting, or tax advice. You should contact an attorney or CPA if you wish to receive legal, accounting, or tax advice. Copyright First Benefits Group Inc. 2023.